Hi everyone, it's Gail Minogue again, and we're going to talk further today about some of the experiences that we are living through at these times in America, which influences the world. And to the world, we probably look like a bunch of renegades. We're all fighting among ourselves, but it is a timely period that we begin what I call the same period that was followed the revolution. So this will be the public revolts period, where after this election, you will see going forward the revolt of some of the American population. That doesn't mean a civil war. It just means protests and revolts against situations and institutions here that need changing. And one of these will be some of the things you will see now in the law profession, the politicization of the Supreme Court. The same with looking at a lot of our, what I will call legislative abilities, our presidential abilities, and our legal abilities. We're going to take a look at all of those three branches of our government. And we'll say, where are these institutions broken down inside of them? And you're going to see them one by one. Right now, we're experiencing the breakdown of the college and university system, where we're hanging on to an old form that really doesn't work. Expensive colleges, and is a college education worth the money of investment? So all of this, and then you're looking at what we call the legacy. So children who get into colleges because of their relatives, who donate money. And you saw this with the scandal. And all these things show you a breakdown of the institution and the anti-Semitic stuff that people literally quit their heads of these institutions and left. So the institutional thing is one place that the revolt is going on. The other is going to be in healthcare. People have not started marching yet for healthcare. And I always say the elderly can't really march for themselves, but that whole system of the aging American, there's no space for them, place for them. What do we do with them? Leave them at home and have relatives take over. So it's, again, revolt of these systems that don't work. We've moved on in the United States to where we're correcting the sins of our past or the sins of the last 240 some years. That's what we're looking at. So education, the legal system, Supreme Court justices for life. What is that about? No term limits here. The same in Congress. No term limits there. So these people can come in and stay until they die. And whereas in the capitalist society that we are in, I mean, once you get to a certain point, you retire and you go into another avenue of your life, a different period of your life. But in these institutions, they've allowed the people to stay in there until they drop. And the American public pays for it. So you're going to see changes in the legal system, term limits, time that you can be in office. Congress right now will never vote itself term limits. So it's going to be up to the public and some type of revolt to get this changed. That's what's in the process. So it's these institutions, the healthcare system, the inequities, the expense. Why are Americans charged so much for some of the pharmaceuticals that we have to have for our bodies to take care of ourselves? And yet if you go to another country, it's a fraction of the cost. So what is it that we do that basically harms our own citizens? So these are the institutions, just some of them. So there's a revolt on that. You pick your area that you will see a breakdown and a forced change, because people are tired of the inequities of the tax system. They're tired of not being able to buy a house. This is extremely important for Americans, not to be able to purchase a house. You see, America was born under the sign of Cancer. And the sign of Cancer always has to do with the actual home. So America has always prided itself on pride of ownership. Owning your own home, not owning your own apartment, owning your own home. So when we break that down, there's a breakdown in the system. Prices have gone beyond the average American to purchase their home. And now interest rates, fortunately, are coming down, but the prices are very high. There's a lack of housing across the nation. Why is that so? Because other choices were made that benefited a group of people, not the same general public, the middle class. So the housing is an institution that has become completely paralyzed and has damaged the economy by the lack of it. And people will revolt just on that alone, because being born under the sign of Cancer of the United States, that is one of the things people aspire to, is owning their own home. And not being allowed to do it has created tremendous backlash. It's just not opened up in public yet. So there's going to be openings in public for some of these institutions: housing, healthcare, legal system, congressional system, the legislature system. Why do we allow these people to do the things they do until they drop and we keep paying them? So all of these are just some of them. You can pick up the education system on the lower ranks outside of college and see what is the institution doing with schooling and the institution doing with food. Take any area of America right now, it is up for scrutiny under a magnifying glass. So these are the things, the inequity of the society, where there's a small percentage of the population that owns the bulk of the money. In America, income inequality has been going on for a long time, and it's come to the time during this period where people start to really revolt. And it doesn't mean taking to the streets and beating each other up, but it will come in other forms so that you will finally burst out and recognize the revolt of the American public. It's important we go through this, because we need to correct what we haven't. Our foreign policies, all of it, are institutions that have been ingrained because we've done it for 245 years. And we are really ingrained from what we've been doing since World War II and since Reagan era of 1980. So the 50-year cycle, the 80-year cycle is ending. Whenever we have these cycles end, and particularly at the same time almost, you're going to have revolt, as you did with the Civil War, as you did with the American Revolution. It began in revolt. That's our nature. Our nature is disruptive. Our nature will put up with it for so long, and then it will not do it. And it doesn't give you much notice. So change happens extremely slowly, and then it's immediate. So just be aware when it's these signs and symbols that you're reading or hearing about. Do not pay attention much to any of these politicians, because they're part of that, quote, system where this is what you do, this is what you say, you get elected. That's pretty much standard of any country, anywhere. Do it, don't pay attention to what I say. The good thing about America, it has a terrific basis of checks and balances, and we must keep that in place. That's the basic of the Constitution of the United States. So we must keep that in place, and the Bill of Rights and amendments and all that, those are in place. It's the institutions that have come forth that need to be updated. So we say updated, and since we don't do things peacefully in this nation, you can expect some revolts, but I do not think a civil war at all. And I think as we move more into 26, 27, 28, you're going to see much more starting to be accomplished. That is more positive for the change. The 2030s are really terrific, and so we have that to look forward to. And this period that we're in, of this difficulty, began in 2015, and the completion of it is 2033. So it is a time period where it's not surprising we're all frustrated. So I look forward to talking with you another YouTube. We'll go over some more. And if you have any questions, please reach out, GailMinogue.com. I give regular Zoom programs that you might be interested in. So go to my website, you'll find out the schedule. And you also might want to purchase the book, find out more about your own life and name and time of birth. Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching this video. If you're not already a subscriber, I invite you to be one. And I cover many things from numbers to cycles to trends. And I put out a video for YouTube every 2 weeks. So I look forward to seeing you soon.